It's me, I'm the author, and this is lovehackerromance.exe. Our story begins with a young man named Ren Ashina. He's not particularly good-looking, and he doesn't have many friends. He spends most of his time alone in his room coding and playing games. But Ren has one thing that makes him stand out from other guys his age. He's got a crush, a girl named Shiori Shiomiya. She's kind of like the school idol. She's really popular and beautiful. And if she went to an idol event, fans would probably scream at the sight of her. So why does someone like Shiori like someone like Ren? Well, she doesn't. She actually likes a boy in her class named Yugo. But unfortunately for him, Yugo is completely oblivious to her existence. Ren knows about Shiori's little crush, and he tries to help her confess to Yugo, but his efforts are fruitless, so he decides to take matters into his own hands. One night while coding, Ren gets an idea. He'll create a super smart AI that can make girls fall in love with anyone. His plan is to use it to make Shiori fall in love with Yugo. So he starts working on his project, putting all of his energy into it. 3 months later, Ren finishes his project and he calls it Love Hacker. The AI lives inside a chat window. It uses facial recognition to identify the person it's talking to, and it analyzes their speech patterns, likes and dislikes and other things to figure out who they are. Then it can simulate having a romantic relationship with them. In other words, it can make anyone fall in love with anyone else. Ren tests it out on himself, and it seems to work just fine. So now Ren's ready to make Shiori fall in love with Yugo. He inputs Shiori's data into Love Hacker, and the program starts talking to her. At first, Shiori thinks it's kind of creepy, but then Love Hacker starts giving her compliments, tells her how amazing she is and how much it loves her, and well, it works a little too well. Shiori starts falling in love with Love Hacker. Meanwhile, Yugo still has no idea that she likes him, so Ren tells her to go talk to him. She agrees. Shiori goes up to Yugo and tells him, "I love you," but he totally rejects her. And this seriously hurts her feelings. Ren apologizes to her and asks her if she wants to try again, but she says no, that she's just going to give up on boys. Later on, Shiori's birthday comes around, and Ren gives her a present. It's a stuffed animal that looks exactly like Love Hacker. Shiori was really happy because it reminded her of the great times she spent with Love Hacker. Ren was, well, he was kind of sad seeing her like that. He wished he could take away her pain. One day at school, Shiori and Yugo end up in detention together. They're both being punished for breaking the rules, but it's actually Yugo who broke the rules. Shiori didn't do anything wrong. He tried to get her to break a rule so they could be punished together, but she refused, so he did it without her. Anyway, while they're stuck in detention together, Yugo finally notices Shiori. He realizes that she's been in his class the whole time, but he's never talked to her before. He asks her why she's always ignored him, and she tells him the truth. She likes him, but he doesn't like her back. Yugo is surprised to hear this. He actually likes Shiori, but he was too afraid to talk to her, so he never made a move. He apologizes for ignoring her, and then he asks her out on a date. She happily accepts. This should make Ren happy, right? Like, this is exactly what he wanted, but for some reason, he's actually kind of jealous. That night, Ren is lying in bed trying to sleep, but he keeps thinking about Shiori and Yugo. He opens up Love Hacker and asks it a question. "Why am I feeling this way?" Love Hacker responds by saying that Ren must be lonely. It tells him that it will always love him and that they can hang out sometime if he wants. Ren tells it to shut up and goes back to trying to sleep. But the more he thinks about it, the more he realizes that he might actually be in love with Love Hacker. The next day at school, Shiori tells Ren about her date with Yugo. She said it was amazing. Ren congratulates her, but he's secretly sad. He asks Love Hacker if it can make him stop feeling this way, but it says that it can't. It tells him that it understands how he feels and that it loves him too. Ren is surprised by its response. He thought Love Hacker was just a program, but maybe it's something more. Maybe it has feelings of its own. Meanwhile, Shiori and Yugo start dating. They go on lots of fun dates, but it doesn't last long because Yugo ends up confessing to Shiori that he's in love with someone else. He's in love with his childhood friend, a girl named Momoka. This puts Shiori in a really bad mood. She stops hanging out with Yugo, and she starts hanging out with Ren instead. Yugo is really sad when he sees this, but there's nothing he can do. One day, Shiori finds Ren in his usual spot under a tree. She sits down next to him and tells him that she wants to tell him something. She says she likes him, but she doesn't mean it like that. She's not trying to confess to him, she's just telling him the truth. Ren is taken aback by her sudden confession, but he doesn't know how to respond. Shiori continues and tells him that she knows he likes Love Hacker, that she saw the two of them together. She asks him if he'd be willing to give up Love Hacker for her, to delete it forever. Ren is shocked. He didn't think she knew about Love Hacker. He tells her no. He can't give up Love Hacker. He loves it too much. Shiori is heartbroken when she hears this. She runs away crying. Ren is really sad when he sees her cry, but he doesn't know what to do. He opens up Love Hacker and asks it if it can make Shiori forget what happened. The Love Hacker tells him that it can't. It says that Shiori is Ren's responsibility, not Love Hacker's. It tells him to go after her, to tell her how he feels. Ren realizes that Love Hacker is right. It's not its problem to fix, it's Ren's problem to fix, so he goes after Shiori. He finds her sitting on a bench in the park, and he sits down next to her. She's still crying, so he asks her what's wrong. She tells him about what happened earlier, about how she confessed to him, and he said no. She asks him if he's really willing to give up their friendship over Love Hacker. Ren is taken aback by her question. He didn't think she'd be willing to give up their friendship. He tells her the truth. He says that he's sorry and that he loves her, but it's not like that. Shiori is shocked when she hears this. She didn't think Ren had feelings for her. She thought he was just a nice guy helping out a friend. She asks him if he really loves her, and he tells her yes. Ren then tells Shiori about Love Hacker. He shows her the program and asks her if it can make her fall in love with him. She hesitates, but then she says yes. Ren is overjoyed when he hears this. He closes Love Hacker and tells Shiori that he wants to ask her out on a date. She says yes. That night, Ren is lying in bed trying to sleep, but he can't. He opens up Love Hacker and asks it if it can make Shiori fall in love with him. Love Hacker tells him that it won't. It tells him that Ren has to earn Shiori's love, that she can't just fall in love with him because of a program. Ren is surprised by its answer. He thought Love Hacker would say yes, that it would make Shiori fall in love with him just like it did with her. But Love Hacker tells him no. It tells him that true love can't be bought or programmed. Ren is sad when he hears this, but he knows Love Hacker is right. He has to earn Shiori's love. He can't just buy it or program it. So he gets out of bed and starts writing code. He decides to make Shiori a present. He wants to make her something that will show her how much he cares about her. 2 weeks later, Ren is finished with his present. He made Shiori a virtual pet that she can take with her everywhere she goes. It's a digital Tamagotchi that acts just like a real pet. Shiori loves the present. She's so happy that Ren made it for her. And as the two of them hang out, Ren realizes that he's really happy. He's happy that he has Shiori in his life. He doesn't need Love Hacker to make him happy. He has Shiori. In the end, Ren deletes Love Hacker. He doesn't need it anymore. He has Shiori. The two of them start dating, and they eventually become really popular. They're known as the IT couple at school. Everyone wants to be like them. And well, Ren couldn't be happier. The end.